Peace and blessings, friends. Dharma Shakti here with your Monday message. I wanted to share with you something that I found to be really helpful. I heard somebody say, don't go through life, grow through life. And I personally needed to hear that. I am going through my own struggles and my own seasons of life. And sometimes you can just start to feel like, why is this happening to me? And that can feel really defeating. It can feel really like you don't have any control in the situation. And to some degree, we may not have control. We don't have control of our circumstances. We don't have control over the seasons of our lives that we go through. We don't have control of many things. But we do have control of our attitude. We do have control over the way that we choose to approach our circumstances. And this doesn't mean that we don't feel, it doesn't mean that we don't have emotions about it, it doesn't mean that we ignore our sadness or our frustration or our disappointment and we just suck it up. That's not what I mean at all. But we can feel what we feel, we can allow ourselves to have our human reaction to the seasons that we may be facing, the chapters that we may be facing, and at the same time recognize that there is growth for us in those moments. So instead of just kind of going through the thing, like this is happening and I just got to go through it, how can we shift our mindset so that we can say, how can I grow through this? What can I learn from this? What skills can I exercise here that life is trying to help me refine and hone in on? I know for me right now, life is really trying to get me to surrender like I've never surrendered before. And so it can feel so frustrating. I know when things are just not going the way we want and they're just out of control and there's not much we can do other than just accept the situation as it is for as long as it is until it passes. Like everything else in life, all things have its season, its rhyme, and its reason. And this too shall pass, like everything else. And so while I'm in it, what can I do? How can I approach this situation in a way that is helping me grow? How can I approach the situation in trusting that these things are happening not to me, but for me, so that I can actually grow, so that I can actually practice a lot of these things that I've been reading about. Practice my patience, practice my surrender, practice tolerating, practice trusting that the process that is unfolding, even though I hate it, is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. So how can you shift your mindset? What's a way that you can remind yourself when you're facing your frustration, you're facing your resistance? How can you remind yourself, I am going to grow through this. I'm not just going to go through it. I'm going to grow through it so that there's some meaning behind you're going through something, right? Otherwise, you're just kind of moving through the things you're moving through and like it's painful. But there's an element in which that painfulness sort of dissolves, maybe not all the way, but it softens the rough edges when there's some meaning behind what we're going through. And sometimes we have to put the meaning. Sometimes we have to find a way to make it meaningful. And so the way that we can do that is, how can I grow from this? Instead of how am I just going to go through this? How can I grow from this? And focus in on that. Focus in on it. You can still hold space for your feelings and your emotions. You hold space for the human part of you that is resisting, the human part of you that is feeling your feels. Hold space for that. Honor that part of you. But that more conscious choice, that higher version of yourself, the true spirit soul, the Atma, the Jiva, that silent witness that is where you access all your wisdom and all your intuition and all of your insights, where you access your true knowledge, your true knowing, not just book knowledge, but knowing. When we access from that higher conscious state, the way that we move through life experiences shift for us, right? Because we shifted our consciousness. We, like Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at begin to change. So here's a way we changed the way we look at something. Instead of thinking I have to go through this, it's I get to grow through this. So my friend, how can you remind yourself this week that you're growing through things? right? Instead of I'm going through this bullshit, I'm growing through this stuff. I'm growing through this moment. I'm growing through this challenge. I may not be aware of what muscles are being strengthened, whether they're an attitudinal muscle or an emotional muscle or a boundary muscle, but you can grow through things. You don't have to just go through things. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. I can't find my tripod, so I'm sorry I'm a little wobbly today holding the camera, but I felt inspired to make this video and I wanted to get this message out to you. So my friend, grow through life. Don't just go through life. Enjoy your week. So much love from my heart to yours. Peace and blessings, and namaste.